Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing great. I am here to make a necklace. I want to call it an infinity necklace, but I don't think that's the right name for it. Anyway, we're going to use seed beads that I picked up from Michael's, and we're going to use some of this wax thread that I got from a sale, and I bought this from Walmart. It was under 20 bucks. It's electronic, and let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is just cut a few strands of these beads and drop them in, and I'll show you the way I do it. Is this absolutely the best way? No. Is this the only way you could do it? No. That's why. See, if you're not paying attention, you could lose your beads to clumsiness like I just did. But am I okay? I am fine. Will you be okay if that happens? As long as it's not on the floor and you don't have little kiddos coming in, picking it up and putting it in their mouth, you're good to go. So what I really wanted to do is attempt to cut it inside of the hole because that makes more sense. Like that. Now you do need to be careful because from my experience, these all of these beads are somehow intertwined and connected with each other. So you just want to be mindful of that. Then we're going to take two strands on this one and drop them in the same way. These are thicker seed beads, which I like better than the tiny, tiny ones, but they all serve a purpose. And right now, this is the purpose that I need them to serve, these thick ones. So that's always a good thing. Yeah. All right, let's try and make a little bit of room. So we're just going to do this. And I'm not liking the bead soup yet, so let's go ahead and put some more flavoring in. I have these. This was a bracelet that I cut up. I want to put this on here as well, but not inside, okay? So then the next thing is we're going to take um, another pink color. It's pink and purple. Does it have a real name? It's called glass purple mix. So that's always good to know if you're looking for this particular one. And I'm trying to keep my fingers out the way. See, again, did not heed my own warning. That's okay. And we're just going to drop them all over the place. Definitely not in the bucket like I wanted it to go. Is this enough? No, it's not. We need more. Now, I have this from a previous project that I had worked on, and all I'm going to do is just take some of these random colors and throw them in there. Does it matter what they are? It does if you have specific colors that you need to go in. But at this point, I don't have a specific color. And now I'm going to take a few of these Dollar Trees, drop them in. Now, some of these are big and some of them are not big. So I'm just going to stir it up with my finger. And then I'm going to take one more strand of beads, which is really small. These seed beads, tiny, tiny. And the bead gallery, yeah, I think these are Michael's too. They just didn't have a name. So we're going to take those. I'm trying my hardest to just pay attention this time. And I'm just going to cut it right here. Yep, just like that. Just like that. And here we go. Take this cord. There we go. Those little tiny beads may not even get picked up. And so now I have one more color that I think I want to throw in, which is this really pretty blue. It's called Blue Aura. Aurora? Aurora. Blue Aurora. And I'm going to cut it down at the bottom like that so I can grab these strings. Now, normally I would just put these in a bucket, a little thing like this, because it makes more sense to me to have it organized versus laying the beads here, because what will happen is if I cut the right card, meaning the wrong one, right, what will happen is that they will come off the strand and then I have a mess. And who wants that? So I've already taken the liberty of cutting the string. Now what I need to do is thread it onto this needle. Now this needle is a bit bent, which I do not care for bent needles when it comes to these projects. So we're going to see how it works out. And apparently I can't see this big old loop. I'm having a hard time threading. Wow. All right, so we got that. Let me go ahead and tie the knot, and then we'll get started. So here are the two ends. I'm just going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to tie another knot. I thought I was going to tie another knot. Here we go. Then I'm going to tie one more knot. Now, what you could do here is, if you don't want to tie a bead to the bottom of your cord, if you have any, what's the word? Binder clips, you could take a binder clip, or you could take some glue tape and tape it to the edge of a project like this. You just tape this here. Or what I have tended to do is just take my bead, thread it on, just like that. Pull it all the way to the very edge. This is a pretty long necklace that we're going to be making. And once it gets to the edge, if it'll go over the knot, then I just tie it right here. And that's my bead stopper. So let's get started. All right, so as I was making room, I must have cut the right card because it started to unravel all over the desk. And that's really not what you want, just so you know, unless you like that kind of thing. Even though bead soups are really pretty, you don't really want that, do you? All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn this thing on. And this has two settings, low and high. I mean, forward and backwards, fast forward and rewind. So that's going this way. And then this is going this way. So we want it to be this way. And you see, this is what we've gotten so far. These two are, a lot of them are next to each other. So what I'm going to do is take them off. Re-swirl it and come back in. And see what we get this time. This one's hanging on for something else. I see. So we can't use that one. It's glued down. And then we'll go ahead and put this on our strand. And what I'll do is, from time to time, I'll check back in so you can see where we are. So far, not really far. This is where we are. So let's go ahead and continue. And I'll be right back. Well, so far, this is what we have. It's a lot of random, but I do like it. I just don't, the pink is very prominent, but I don't like that it has three of the same things on here. The needle I'm using is not my favorite needle, so that's probably why. And unfortunately, because the needle has such a short little curve in it, these pieces, the ones that I really want to put on here, don't go. And yes, I could bend this, but the last time I bent one, it broke. So I don't want to do that. I'm just going to enjoy it as is and keep it going. So I'll come back at the very end. We still have about 16 inches or so to go. And when we finish, I'll show you the end piece. All right, so we've spun everything down. We are gonna I'm gonna do it with you all, and then I just want to do it with you all. I want to discuss extra stuff like this. So these beads right here are large enough to take out and sort and put them back in their rightful place, which is this little container right here. But some of the beads are not that lucky to be put back with their original configuration. And so what I have been doing is just putting all of them into one little bucket, and eventually I have a bead soup necklace, right? Also on the side right here, and then you have this lovely lid that you can just pour everything out of into the container that you're going to be using, which is great for people like me who have cats who knock everything over, or just clumsy like me. The bad part is I have a lot of seed beads left over, which I really didn't want to have that much stuff left over. But what I'm going to do is make more. Also, if you can see right here, let me bring it closer. A lot of these were duplicates on each other. Like, it doesn't look that bad here, but I'll show you on the necklace itself. So we have this much string left, probably about 2, 3 inches, maybe a little bit more. Let's see. So yeah, 3 1/4 is what we have left over. Oh no, about 3 inches. We have 3 inches left over, which is great for what I need to do. But if you can notice, so if we go through it slowly, we have doubles here, lots of doubles, 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 um, doubles, doubles, no doubles here, just a cord that's bunched up. We're not finished with the necklace, but you see all these pinks right here, lots of pinks, which I'm okay with, kinda, and then I'm not okay with. So the reason why I want to leave some excess out is because our end piece, we're going to cut some of this off, right? To create a piece. So what I'm going to do is just adjust it so I can, I could scoot this over here like that. And now what I'm going to do is fix the string, because this is thread, so it's not plastic. It is actual thread. So now what we have is this. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut this. And I need to find my other needles because that is going to drive me crazy. I prefer a good round hook versus this. I'll have to get that together. And now we're going to cut our piece that we put knots on. And this is the part that you need to be very careful with. I'm going to just adjust it one more time. Hopefully we don't drop it. Alright, so we've adjusted it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one knot. Just like, oh wait. I want to put a larger bead on. So we get to put one whole big bead on here. Just like that. Now if you're like, why did you put this big bead on? Because that's we're going to hide our knot, okay? And this necklace is just an accessory necklace. It's not supposed to be like the focal point of anything. It's just an accessory necklace that you could throw on if you have a top that could be a little bit on the busy side. So we did one. I'm going to do one more. Now I've been watching all kinds of videos about tying knots for bead making. And what I've found is it's a lot of ways to tie knots. Definitely a lot of ways to tie knots. So tie the knot however you see fit, as long as it doesn't fall off of your strand of beads. I actually bought some glue, and the glue looks like E6000, but I got C and S cement, I think, is for beads, jewelry making. So I'm just going to pull that, and I'm going to tie another knot. And then I'm going to get the glue, and I'll show you the glue, and move forward. So let me get the glue. Alright, so guess what I cannot find? I cannot find the C and S cement glue. So we're going to bust out our E6000 that has been messed with by little hands, I'm sure of, but that's okay. That is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these because I don't want to bite into it. It's already kind of glued in. So let me fix this and come back. I thought I had some different glue, but I don't see it. So let me figure this out. All right. Okay, so I have some glue. What I'm going to do is, it's on this little thing. So I'm just going to pull the beads over a little to the left so they can go in this hole right here. And now I'm going to cut this string. This was not the plan. The plan was actually use the glue that I purchased to cut, to use. But it's okay. So I'm going to cut it a little bit close. Not too much. Let it fall all over the place. That, again, not the plan. But it happened. So be it. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to slide this over. And by sliding over, what we're doing is adjusting the beads to actually, the big bead to go over the hole. So I'm just pulling this around. Again, was not the plan, but I'm okay with it. And as you can see, the thread is still poking out just a little, but because we're so resilient to not giving up, we're going to pull it over. And then I'll be back and show you the end. All right, so it is glued, 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 glued. And I'm just going to let this dry. Reading off of what this says. You see how the container is messed up? My son snuck over to my desk and messed it up. It says test small. It says apply directly to each surface to bond. Wait 2 minutes before matting surfaces. So I think it dries pretty quickly, but I'm going to let it sit a while. Anyway, this is the completed project, and I believe that you can get this around your neck twice. So it looks like this. It is a bunch of hodgepodgery, but I've made a series of crafting videos, jewelry videos today that all of the pieces will go together, and I'll show that once this all dries in another video. So I want to say thank you all for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.